Hello my brothers and sisters in nerdiness, welcome back to the Spider's Web, and we're having a bit of a break from Judge Dredd for the time being. We're not having a complete break from Judge Dredd. I'm just waiting to get some votes in for who we're painting next, so while I'm waiting I thought, well, seeing as the Kickstarter for the second version of this game is not long since it's finished, we'd move on to Nova Aetas. Yes, this is the original one that I backed and I got 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and I thought it's about time I got actually into painting some of these. So they are primed already. I primed them shortly after I got them, but I haven't actually got around to painting them yet. So let's have a look at who we have first of all. So we have the apprentice, who when she levels up becomes a mage, and then we have, oh hang on, she also becomes a chronomancer later on. So there's two upgrades they can do. And then we have the Scum. Rather than being a rogue or something like that, she's referred to as a Scum in this. And she becomes later on an assassin, and then a thief, or a thief and then an assassin. I can't remember which way it goes. And then we have the squire, and later on, after upgrading, he can become a mercenary and then a knight. So it's red and then blue, that's fine. And then we also have the novice, who after upgrading can become a preacher or a plague doctor. So if you're using the same model, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the main, or the basic mini, that's all 4 of them, because, oh, hang on a second, right, so we have Squire, Novice, Scum and Apprentice. Made a slight bit with her. And we have, I was going to say we have them in what you call it, plain backs, but the picture of the characters are on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them under the counter, under the table, and I'm going to shuffle them round and then pull one out at random just to see which one we're painting. And it's going to be, which one? That one. So we're painting the Scum first off. Okay, fair enough. I'm silent and invisible like a ghost, and this is the character. We have a paint already, which is Kisler Flesh. I also notice we also have some, what's that? Mold lines here. So any I see I'm going to try and get rid of. Just because I don't want them. These are too nice a figure to be spoiled by mould lines. The game is really confusing, however. Trying to follow the rules from the rule book that you get with the game from the Kickstarter. The initial one is a long slog, so I have downloaded an updated version of the rule book, which seems to answer a few questions that I have. So hopefully I can sit down, read through the rule book, and fingers crossed make sense of it and actually play something. So let's get our paint, which again, as I say, Kickstarter flash. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, just so you can see what I'm painting. Now it's going to look a little bright while it's white, but it will change when whatchamacallit. I'm just trying to tidy up as I go here because I've been doing some work over the past few days in here on things. I keep showing you the Kickstarter flesh. I don't know why, but never mind. You've seen it once, you've seen it a few times, so I'm just going to pop it down on the palette there. Get the paint and the bristles and add to the mini. So this looks like it could be a fun game. I have actually backed the second version of the game, or the new version, so that is coming out I think sometime, or hopefully should get that sometime next year I think. Looking at the videos for the promotional content, it seems to be a fairly straightforward game, but trying to find stuff online for the version I have currently, there's not much, so I'm going to try and muddle through as best as I can, and fingers crossed, as I say, we can get there and what's the word I'm looking for, muddle our way through it, and then hopefully get some gameplay videos up this year, because I would like to, really would like to play this game. I've had it for so long, and it's since the Kickstarter began in around towards the end of last year. There are still some more lines, but there are some more lines, but I can't really get at them very easily. Bear with me, let's try with this knife so I can scrape them. That looks okay. Let's try and get it on the glove here. That's the hard thing about these minis sometimes, when you get mould lines in stupid places like this and you can't get at them very easily. But oh well, you just got to keep plodding your way through it, and the hope that you can actually get rid of them. Sometimes it's easier than others. I'm just going to go over everything here, because it's much easier doing that than attempting sometimes to try and what's the word I'm looking for, try and get all the details done straight off. So that's that bit done. Next, her. Okay, so for her I'm going to go into Ushabti Bone, because I want quite a pale hair colour, and because there's not much you can see of it, I'm not going to put any down on the palette. I'm just going to pop it on and give a nice pale blonde locks. I may later on actually mix a little bit of this in with yellow to emphasise the blonde, but we'll see later as time goes on what we're going to do. There we go. I actually quite like this for blonde hair. Never used it for blonde hair until I did the last oh god, Judge Dredd mini, and I did quite like it, so I'm going to do it again. There we are. I think that's about it. Yep. Is it? Add a little touch there. That will do nicely. Next, again, as I say, I may put some of that on the palette later on, I don't know. So I want some grey, don't I? So I'm going to use Administratum Grey. I'll pop a little bit of this on our palette. And obviously what we don't use gets straight back into the tub, which is one benefit of the GW games, GW paints. Into that I'm going to put, in fact I may use this instead for the time being, Inky by Darkness. I'll put a little bit of that with this Inky by Darkness. I will load up my brush and now what is occurring here? I think I may have to wet a brush. Let's dry it out a little bit. That's better. Oops. Yep. Well, strangely enough, it's still not sticking terribly well, which is a bit weird, but never mind. Oh yeah, that will do nicely. In fact, I'll just do the whole area, and then I can tidy it up later with a little bit of black. Okay, so what next? The dark brown. Right. A colour I've not used for a while. I can take this off now because I've just realised I'm not bloody recording from it. Just stop my phone, maybe a second. I have a separate microphone, and I keep forgetting to switch the damn thing on as I'm recording the sound. Right, next job. What I want to do is get some of the Inky by Darkness and the Rhinox hide and mix them both together. Oh yeah, in fact I'm not going to use black for this, I'm going to use this colour. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to concentrate on where I'm putting the paint at the moment. I'm trying to make sure I don't go over the skin areas. And there we go. That's about it. I'm going to go back away from that for a second and go back into the flesh area, but first I need to try and clear that part away if I've not gone too far with it. Which I think I may have. Yeah. Okay, doesn't matter. I'm going to go back into the skin colour and I'm just going to try and make this a little bit of a correction, or adjustment rather. There we are. Now that's that done. I'm going to go back into the colour we've just mixed, and I'm going to go into the area down here. That will do. That will do. That will do. That will do. Yeah, happy with that. Fine. So next we want a dark reddish brown. So for that, let's go in with corn red. And Doomble brown. Okay, so we'll take some of the red, some of the brown. Let's take some of this as well, just to darken it up a little. Oh, yes, I'm liking that. And this is going on the hood. There we are. Again, we're just trying to fill in I know some area there shouldn't be red, it should be the hair colour, but I can always adjust that later on when we come to re-establish the colour after giving it a wash. There we are. I'm quite happy with that. And next, the trousers. Yeah, what the heck, let's go black. There we are. Abaddon black. There we are. So, Abaddon black, and we'll do all of the trousers with this. Do nicely. Okay, wash this big brush out. I really need to give my brushes a good cleaning, to be honest. Next job is the Rhinox hide. Next, I just want to touch up that area of the cowl. I'm calling it a cowl. I'm not exactly certain whether it is the right word for it or not, but never mind. And that will do. Now what I'm going to do is take some of the black, some of the red, some of this Inky by Darkness, yeah, and that is going to be the colour of these, for want of a better word, I'm going to call chaps. Again, sometimes I'm not going to get a great coverage with a wet palette. Although you should really. I think I just left it a bit too wet and the paint is just diluting too much and acting more like a wash, or what you call it, not a wash, glaze. Okay, so that's that. I'm back into the Rhinox hide just to do that bit of the whip there. I hope you can pick out the differences of colour. They are subtle, but they are there. Okay, next. Her gloves, I'm just going to do with the Doombull Brown. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to take some of this Doombull Brown and some of the Inky by Darkness and some of the Flesh Tone as well. And pop it up there, and we'll use this for the belt and this pouch. There we go. And that hopefully will do a nice job of covering. But I'm fighting with this all the time. I'm just wanting things to cover and they're not doing. But again, it's that thing of thin coats give the better coverage or better finish. Better having 2 or 3 thin coats than 1 thick one, so I can cope with it. Next, I'm going to go into the hair colour again and reapply the hair at the top of the top of this cowl. Oh, yeah, that's a little better. I'm happy with that. And oh yeah, just want to make sure that everywhere that should be a particular colour is that particular colour. What I need to do now is just check everything out. Okay, so what did we use for that? Was it that colour? I think it was. Which was that, and that, was it not? And just go over this once more. There may have been another colour that I added into this, but I can't remember it. So that's, and now just a little bit of the Inky by Darkness, just to get the full coverage here. There we are. I think that will do the job. Now I'm going to go back into the bigger brush and just go over this base one more time. But now we have that time again where we're going to be resorting to washes. So when we get our wash out, I normally bring out thingy palette. What do I say? Keep saying cam. CD palette, and we're going to give a flesh wash over the flesh and the hair, and I think that's really all we can do for washing, because it's a very dark figure. I don't think we're going to be able to do anything more than that. So here we go.